What's up, FB fam? FB fam checking in for another Get Me Through Wednesday. We are here. We are live. We are in the building. All right, brother. We are in the building. They still building us an audience. Still building us an audience. So, just want to share with everybody. Yesterday was my birthday, and it was a wonderful, wonderful time. Got a lot of birthday wishes. A lot of Demont. Good to see you. A lot of birthday wishes. A lot of well wishes. Pleased to say that I have reached the pinnacle. By making 45. So I'm going to try to make 45 look good. Mother Monica, Mother Sanford, good to see you. Trying to make 45 look good. Brother Byron, good to see you, brother. So we want to thank everybody for just wishing me a happy birthday yesterday, man. My grandmother used to tell me all the time, people don't have to say or do anything for you, but for the folks who took time out of their schedule to say happy birthday, send text messages, phone calls, instant messages, Facebook posts, all of that. Very, very appreciative of that. You didn't have to do it, but you did. Had a wonderful time with my family yesterday and my kids. All of my kids, biological and adopted, called me yesterday. It was wonderful. So sorry for the delay and to get me through Wednesday, but just had a very active and busy morning. Right now I'm out here in Manhattan Beach with two of the kids. We working on the sand dunes, so I'm trying to get their speed and their health up. But get me through Wednesday today. What are we going to deal with? What are we going to deal with today? What I want to deal with today is small things. Small things. Because of my lifestyle and the hecticness of it and the busyness of it and the going and the constant, meetings and ministry and family and everything, what I want to deal with today is the small stuff. Sometimes we're not able to see those sights that are unseen because we get so caught up in the bigness of it all. Was reading an article the other day written by a very popular pastor that said, and it was talking to fellow pastors, and what he said was, don't get caught up in the success. Sometimes we're always driving for the success. We're always driving, whether you're in ministry, whether you're in corporate America, whether you're in entertainment, we're always driving for success. At some point, we got to be okay with the small things. We got to be okay with paying attention to the details. We got to be okay with those little things that sometimes you will not even cause a ripple on the scale of being popular news. Nowadays when I look at Good Morning America, Today Show, CBS News, they have this segment called Popular News or What's Trending. The small stuff may not get the trending, but the small stuff is where the sweet spot is. Somebody need to hear that. The small stuff is where the sweet spot is, okay? What I mean by that is that sometimes you got to take the time to back away from whatever it is you're engaging in because you're trying to reach your level of success. But you got to realize your level of success may be someone else's level of relevancy. We preaching this morning. Your level of success may be someone else's level of relativity, where they might be relevant. You're trying to reach another level, but they consider where you are to be relevant. You got to be okay with the small stuff. And the reason I say that is because my mom called me yesterday to wish me a happy birthday. My mother's always the last person to call. It's funny, I know. You would think she's the first person. But my mom is always the last person to call me, and she said that her and my dad went to the funeral services of a cousin of mine. Not my cousin, but his wife. And my mom said something to me yesterday as we were stepping out because Karen and the kids were going to take me to dinner. She said, My cousin has lost his mom, his only brother, and now his wife. And he and his wife didn't have any children together. So now he is by himself. And she said, sometimes you got to be okay living a life to wherein at some point you can reach out and touch some folks that care about you. That's the small stuff. Sometimes we don't realize when we're driving and trying to be successful and trying to make this money and trying to live this life, and we're trying to get these things, that at the end of the day, the small things is what counts. Keisha, I see you. Thank you for joining. The godmother to my kids, Yvette, thank you for joining. We got to be okay with the small things, man. And I see that a lot in ministry. We're constantly trying to drive to get this 2,000 member church, this 1,000 member church, this 500 member church. But if God sends you 5 faithful people, minister to them. You got to realize Jesus only had 12 cats, and one of them dudes was janky. One of them dudes sold him out. So he really only had 11. Think about that for a minute. That means if you got 3 good friends, you a third of the way of being halfway to where Jesus was with his disciples. Jamaica, good to see you. Be okay with the small things. We always want the best relationship. We always want our children to be the best. We always want to have the most money. We want to drive the best car. We want to look the part. We want to look good. Sometimes you got to be okay with the small things, because at the end of the day, when all things have been rendered and all accounts have been allocated, what is it that you did while you were here dealing with the small things? And I'm speaking because I'm a visionary. I'm apostolic. I like the big stuff. I'm the person that says, let's go take this mountain. Never paying attention to how we're going to take it and the tools we're going to use to get up the mountain. But we're going to take the mountain. Enjoy the small things of life. My bro Rick, good to see you. Enjoy the small things in life, because the small things, folks, is what is the best stuff, man. You guys don't know how you blessed me yesterday by saying happy birthday. You guys don't know how you blessed me by sending text messages. And nobody did anything elaborate. My wife didn't go out and she didn't go out and give me that Range Rover like is what I asked her for. She didn't give me that Range, sitting on them things with my initials inscripted in the headrest. She didn't give me that Range Rover. But her taking the time, because she worked so hard to plan something with the kids, to take me out to dinner last night. And it wasn't anything fabulous. We didn't go to Fleming's. We didn't go to Ruth Chris. We just went to a cool little spot over here in Carson. But spending that time with them is what counts to me. Y'all don't feel me. That's what's important. Aunt Gertha, good to see you. So I want you all to cherish the small things today. I know you working. I know you're on your lunch break. I know some of you all are going to see this. By the way, share this with somebody. Click on that button down there on the bottom. Click share and share it with some folks. Somebody needs to know that it's okay to pay attention to the small things. Somebody needs to know that it's not about the bigness. It's in the small things where your sweet spot is, and that's the best place to be, because then when you deal with the small things, you forget about the tough stuff that you're going through. Come on, somebody. When you pay attention to the small things, you forget about the tough stuff that you're dealing with. That goes in line with what we often say in the church. If you focus on Jesus, you can't focus on your problems and focus on Jesus at the same time. You can't focus on the small stuff and worry about all the other stuff that's going on around you if you focus in on that one thing. So focus on the small things, the details. Don't worry about trying to get your wife the biggest ring or the biggest car. Worry about telling her every day that you wake up and you see her, I love you. Kiss her on the cheek sometime and say, baby, I need you. That's the small stuff. Don't worry about your kids trying to be Rhodes Scholars and getting scholarships and being the best. Focus on sitting on the couch and watching a movie and just hug them and say, you know what? You're the best part of me. Small things. Don't worry about taking the trip to the Riviera and all of that, and Turks and Caicos, which is a place that I definitely want to go. Small things. Let's go up to Starbucks and grab some coffee, because I just want to listen to what you have to say. So this is what I want you to do today. This is your challenge. When you're dealing with the small things, ask someone that you care about, what is it that I can do for you? Ask someone, what is it that I can do for you today? Don't worry about trying to hit the ball out the park. It's like my dad used to tell me, man, when we played baseball, stop trying to swing for the fence. He said, just get on base. Some of us just need to get on base. Brother Keith, I see you. Deal with the small things. Ask somebody today, what is it that I can do for you? What is it that I can do today to maybe help you along the way? It's the small things, folks. All right? I hope that blessed you today. If that's something that blessed me as a testimony, I know that I battle every year with a birthday because I know that I'm not where I want to be. And sometimes I deal with that from the position of the stuff that I got. I know that I'm not where I want to be financially. I'm not where I want to be spiritually. I'm not where I want to be in my marriage. I'm not where I want to be parenting. But for my son to post yesterday that I was his Batman, that did it. That let me know that I may not conquer the world, but I may be the world to somebody. Hear me now. I may not conquer the world, but I may be the world to somebody. For my oldest son to tell me that I taught him how to stand and to be the stand-up guy he is today, that's the small stuff, man. Because I ain't the greatest at nothing, but I'm good at just being Cedric. All right? So deal with the small stuff today. Okay? I appreciate each of you. Thank you guys for joining. Share this with some folks. Bless somebody's life with this. But let somebody know that you're paying attention to the small things. I'm Pastor Said. I love you. I'm out. I'll see you here next Wednesday. We're going to try to do this thing at 9:30. If something comes up, then we'll push it back to 12. But come back here next Wednesday at 9:30. I love you and God loves you best. Be blessed.